Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're exploring Chhattisgarh. It's a fascinating part of India that, often flies under the radar. But it holds such a rich tapestry of tribal heritage. Our mission here, really, is to quickly pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge about this pretty distinct region. We want to give you the essential context, kind of a shortcut to understanding a place that's genuinely unique, far more than just lines on a map.
Oh, it certainly is distinct. Geographically speaking, Chhattisgarh sits right there in central India. It was actually carved out of Madhya Pradesh back on November 1st, 2000. That made it India's 26th state. And its neighbors, well, it shares borders with Maharashtra, Odisha, Telangana, Jharkhand, and even Uttar Pradesh.
Right. And the capital, Raipur, it isn't just its largest city. It's a major industrial hub, isn't it? And one of India's fastest growing urban centers. So you're about to discover this really compelling blend. You've got ancient tribal cultures, absolutely breathtaking natural beauty, immense mineral wealth, and also the very real challenges it faces. How does a place balance all of that? Okay, let's unpack this. So when we talk about Chhattisgarh, among all the fascinating aspects, its tribal culture really stand out. It's incredibly vibrant. A huge chunk of its population, something like 30%, belongs to these ancient communities. From the sources we looked at, what really struck you about their way of life?
Well, what's truly fascinating, I think, is that this isn't just like a historical exhibit. Chhattisgarh feels like a vital living library of India's indigenous heritage. It gives you this unique chance to see ancient ways of life actually thriving, in a modern context. We're talking about 36 distinct tribes, people like the Gond, the Baiga, the Halba. Each one has its own rich rituals, songs, dances, and their traditions are deeply woven into the state's fabric. You see it in folk music, intricate tribal art, like bell metal craft, wood carving. It's quite something.
Yeah, and what really caught my eye during the research was the Bastard Dussehra Festival, 75 days. That's just an astonishing commitment. Makes it one of the longest festivals anywhere in the world. What does that tell us about the cultural priorities there? Especially since, unlike most Dussehra celebrations, it's not really focused on the Ramayana story.
It really highlights how central the indigenous beliefs are in that region. It's focused on their deities. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, it showcases traditions that are centuries old. Many are largely untouched by mainstream influences. It just underscores Chhattisgarh's role as this crucial keeper of India's indigenous identity, which makes it vital, really, for understanding the broader story of India's cultural diversity.
Okay, so beyond that cultural depth, Chhattisgarh is also, well, an absolute natural wonder. We're talking dense forests, a critical part of India's green lungs, with really rich biodiversity and some truly spectacular hidden gems, too.
Indeed, you've got the stunning Chitrakoota Falls. People often call it the Niagara of India because it's just so impressively wide. And then there are these mysterious limestone caves like Kotamsar, which is, get this, the world's second longest natural cave that's actually open to the public. These natural formations aren't just beautiful, they're incredible to explore. They really showcase the raw wilderness there.
Right, so given all this natural splendor above ground, it's almost ironic how much wealth lies hidden, beneath Chhattisgarh's surface. Which raises a crucial question, doesn't it? How does a state so deeply rooted in ancient tribal culture also manage to be such an industrial powerhouse? Does this create unique opportunities or maybe unique tensions?
That's the core paradox you see again and again in the sources. It's fascinating. Chhattisgarh is one of India's absolute richest states when it comes to minerals. We're talking vast reserves of coal, bauxite, iron ore, limestone. This makes it a major power producer, lots of large thermal plants there, and a huge contributor to India's steel and aluminum industries. Plus, it's also a top cultivator of paddy, rice. So you have this immense resource richness existing right alongside and sometimes intersecting with these deeply traditional ways of life.
It really sounds like a land of incredible potential. But let's talk about the challenges this unique state faces, because, well, nothing quite so complex comes without its difficulties, right?
That's exactly right. While there's immense potential, it's definitely not without its difficulties. A significant concern, especially if you look at the forested southern districts, is the Naxalite or Maoist insurgency. This is a long-standing internal conflict. It's often rooted in things like socioeconomic disparities, control over resources, and it remains a serious security issue. And on top of that, many tribal areas still face significant underdevelopment, even with the state's overall resource richness. So that creates this ongoing dynamic tension between, let's say, progress and preservation. So what does all this mean for you, the listener? Chhattisgarh truly is a land of paradoxes. It really is. It's where you find tribal simplicity meeting immense mineral wealth, where ancient culture exists right alongside modern challenges. The story of Chhattisgarh is, in many ways, a kind of microcosm of India's broader journey, that constant balancing act between deep heritage and rapid development.
Yeah, what really sticks with me from this deep dive is exactly that profound contrast we've been discussing. You have this state where nearly a third of the population belongs to these distinct tribal communities, fiercely preserving traditions, like that amazing 75-day Bastar Dussehra festival, which uniquely celebrates their own tribal deities, not the usual figures. And yet, underneath it all, literally, it's a mineral powerhouse driving India's industries. Steel, aluminum. It just forces you to think about how these, well, disparate elements coexist and what that means for a region's identity.
Exactly. And considering all these diverse elements, the ancient heritage, the stunning natural beauty, the economic power, and those complex challenges, it really encourages you to think critically. Think about the broader implications of such a unique blend of heritage and resources. How do these different facets influence each other? What does it mean for the state's future? And maybe even for the future of similar regions around the world?
That is a powerful thought to end on. If you really want to see the real India beyond the big metros, Chhattisgarh is certainly a compelling place to start looking. It offers such a rich, complex, and utterly fascinating picture, a part of the world that truly deserves more of our attention. We really hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and maybe encourages you to continue your own exploration of this incredible region.